We're about to take a look at the tragic history of Britney Spears. In a glittering world of pop music, Britney Spears was an iconic figure who captivated audiences with her talent and charisma. But behind the dazzling facade lay a tragic story of a young woman who struggled under the weight of fame, personal challenges, and the pressures of an industry that demanded her perfection. This is the heartbreaking journey of Britney Spears, a story that reveals the human side of a pop princess, her battles with mental health, the impact of her tumultuous relationships, and the desperate cry for freedom from a life that became more like a gilded cage. Childhood trauma played a significant role in shaping Britney Spears' life and had a profound impact on her well-being. The divorce of her parents, Lynn and Jamie Spears, had a lasting effect on her upbringing. In an interview with People magazine, Britney expressed her relief at her parents' divorce, stating that their constant arguments had taken a toll on her from a young age. She revealed that the divorce was the best thing that had ever happened to her family, as her parents did not get along. Jamie Spears, Britney's father, struggled with alcoholism, which further contributed to the tumultuous environment in their household. According to reports from The Mirror, Jamie would frequently get drunk and engage in fights with Lynn. In one distressing incident, he even attempted to drive off with Britney following an argument. Lynn filed for divorce and sought a protective order against Jamie after accusing him of infidelity in December 1979. While the divorce filing was later withdrawn, the impact of their troubled marriage lingered. During the most challenging moments of her parents' conflicts, Britney sought solace in her aunt's nearby trailer. Escaping the turmoil at home, she found refuge in performing. As reported by The Mirror, Britney used her talents as a means of escaping her troubled home life. Performing became her sanctuary, a space where she could momentarily escape the emotional challenges she faced. Britney's father, Jamie, eventually sought help for his alcoholism and achieved sobriety in 2004. He later reconciled with Lynn in 2010, with sources suggesting that Britney's struggles played a role in their decision to reunite. However, the impact of Jamie's issues extended beyond his battle with addiction. Rolling Stone reported that her mother died by suicide when she was just 14 years old. A former manager of Britney also remarked to the magazine that she was the product of some very, very bad genetics, implying the potential intergenerational influence of mental health challenges. Given her difficult childhood, Britney is determined to provide her own children with a different upbringing. Her ex-boyfriend, Adnan Ghalib, explained to The Sun that her childhood revolved around becoming a star, and she is determined to give her kids a genuine childhood, unlike the one she experienced. As she navigated the tumultuous waters of fame, she found herself caught in a suffocating web of external pressures and the relentless pursuit of validation. The weight of pleasing those around her became an all-encompassing force that shaped her every move. In 2000, she was nominated for the prestigious Best New Artist Grammy, a recognition that held great significance to her. Losing out on this coveted award left her devastated, and she yearned to fulfill the expectations of her parents. Rolling Stone caught a vulnerable moment when Britney confessed her sadness at letting her parents down. The pressure to please them weighed heavily on her young shoulders, amplifying her feelings of self-doubt. Spears' journey was marked by a constant struggle between her humble upbringing in Kentwood, Louisiana, and the glitzy, glamorous Hollywood lifestyle. This internal tug-of-war left her feeling isolated and torn. In an intimate revelation, Britney acknowledged the importance of being recognized as a young individual rather than an untouchable celebrity. She longed for understanding and empathy, reminding the world that behind the facade of fame, she was, after all, just a kid. Her discomfort with the overwhelming expectations placed upon her only intensified the loneliness she experienced. In fact, contrary to popular belief, Britney Spears unveiled her introverted nature, confessing her innate shyness and the difficulties opposed in an industry that thrived on public exposure. In her revealing documentary, I Am Britney Jean, she shared her sense of alienation from the public, a consequence of relentless paparazzi scrutiny. The Hollywood Reporter captured her vulnerable admission of not feeling suited for the cutthroat nature of the entertainment industry. The constant spotlight left her grappling with her own insecurities, making her journey all the more challenging. The relentless scrutiny of the public eye took a toll on her perception of herself, leaving her vulnerable and struggling to embrace her own appearance. Early in her career, Britney made the decision to undergo breast augmentation. While her mother, Lynn, supported her choice, the public's reaction to her new look devastated her. The sudden backlash and hurtful comments she received regarding her body left her emotionally shattered. Behind closed doors, she found solace in tears, questioning why she was subjected to such harsh judgment. The invasion of her private journey into the public sphere deeply wounded her, eroding her self-confidence. In late 2013, she openly admitted to having lip injections and engaging in other undisclosed procedures. The pressure to conform to societal beauty standards weighed heavily on her, leading her to seek alterations to her physical appearance in an attempt to attain an elusive perfection. Moreover, Britney's own candid admissions about her perceived physical flaws reveal the deep-seated insecurities she harbored. She expressed a desire for thicker hair, prettier feet, smaller ears, and a smaller nose. These heartfelt confessions demonstrate her struggles with self-acceptance and the immense pressure she felt to conform to society's narrow ideals of beauty. Another significant aspect that shaped her experiences was the intense pressure and demanding workload she endured throughout her career. In a revealing Rolling Stone profile in 2000, it was disclosed that Britney had only 1 hour of scheduled quiet time per day. This lack of personal space and downtime took a toll on her mental and emotional well-being. A friend of the singer expressed to Rolling Stone in 2008 that Britney's breakdown stemmed from never having the opportunity to discover her true self. For years, she was subject to manipulation by those around her, leaving her little room for self-reflection and personal growth. The constant pressure to perform and meet expectations left her yearning for a respite, a chance to step back from the spotlight and simply be herself. However, when the discussions arose around providing Britney with a much-needed break, her team's control and the machinery behind her career always seemed to prevail. The level of control extended to the most intimate details of her image, with reports suggesting that her team even dictated her choice of underwear and lip gloss. This level of micromanagement was aimed at maintaining a specific sexualized yet virginal image, further exemplifying the extent to which Britney's life was shaped and controlled by external forces. Following her highly publicized breakup with Justin Timberlake, their relationship took a bitter turn as Timberlake implied infidelity on Spears' part in his Cry Me a River video, which she vehemently denied. The aftermath of their split took a toll on Britney, with her family noticing signs of depression and anger, which eventually contributed to her downward spiral. In a whirlwind decision, Spears married her childhood friend Jason Alexander in Las Vegas, only to have the marriage annulled after a mere 55 hours. Despite the brevity of their union and claims of intoxication, Alexander believed they were genuinely in love. Fortunately, it seems that Britney dodged a potentially tumultuous relationship, as Alexander later faced legal troubles. In subsequent relationships, Spears faced further challenges. Her engagement to manager Jason Trawick came to an end, reportedly due to differences over starting a family. Trawick's alleged concerns about the demands of caring for Spears and the need for a more balanced partnership became apparent. Britney then entered into relationships with David Lucado, who faced accusations of infidelity, and Charlie Ebersol, which ultimately didn't work out. Her relationship with Kevin Federline proved to be another devastating chapter in her life. The couple had a whirlwind marriage in 2005 and became parents to sons Sean Preston and Jaden James. However, the union took a toll on both of them, leaving a lasting impact. Reports suggested that Spears entered into a relationship with Federline as a way to spite her ex, Justin Timberlake, who Federline had previously worked with as a backup dancer. It was also claimed that Federline had significant influence over Britney's decisions, leading her to make drastic changes to her team, including firing her mother and longtime manager. According to a friend, Federline often prioritized his friends over Spears, leaving her feeling abandoned and lonely. Coping with her sadness, she turned to partying, which she attributed to postpartum depression. The marriage ultimately came to an end when Spears filed for divorce in November 2006, blindsiding Federline. In her documentary, Britney Spears, for the Record, Spears reflected on her marriage, acknowledging that she married for the wrong reasons, driven more by external factors than genuine happiness. She admitted to not following her heart, but rather succumbing to societal expectations. The aftermath of the divorce resulted in an acrimonious custody battle over their children. According to reports, Federline received a substantial settlement of $1 million from Spears as part of their prenuptial agreement, along with a monthly child support payment of $20,000 for their sons. And as if all this wasn't enough, reports emerged in 2007 when Spears' former bodyguard claimed to have witnessed her engaging in drug abuse, although he clarified that he never saw her using drugs in the presence of her children. As part of her custody arrangement with Kevin Federline, Spears was reportedly subjected to random mandatory drug testing. However, it wasn't until 2012 that the public learned more specific details about the alleged drug use. A lawsuit between Britney's father, Jamie Spears, and her former manager, Osama Sam Lutfi, shed light on the situation. According to E! News, Jamie's team accused Lutfi of claiming to have crushed Britney's pills and concealed the medication in her food. Lutfi was also accused of hiding Britney's phone and orchestrating paparazzi attention. In response, Lutfi asserted that Spears had been abusing amphetamines, and his actions were intended to protect her and help her maintain sobriety. In 2015, Star Magazine reported that Britney secretly sought rehabilitation to address an addiction to Vyvanse, a prescription drug commonly used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. And though then seemed a sudden burst in February 2007, Britney Spears made headlines when she shaved her head, rebelling against the immense public pressure and the restrictions she had faced since becoming a star. This incident marked a turning point in her life and signaled the beginning of a tumultuous period. Shortly after shaving her head, Spears checked into a rehab center in Malibu. However, her stay was short-lived as she left less than 24 hours later. She later checked in again and remained at the facility for a month. When she eventually left rehab, she publicly blamed a manager who she believed was trying to control her life following her divorce. In the months that followed, Spears entered into a relationship with paparazzo Adnan Ghalib, which further fueled the media frenzy surrounding her. During this time, she engaged in a series of concerning behaviors, including a hit-and-run incident involving a parked car and driving without a valid California driver's license. The constant scrutiny and paparazzi intrusion intensified the challenges she faced. In September 2007, Spears attempted a highly anticipated comeback performance at the MTV Video Music Awards. Unfortunately, the performance was widely regarded as disastrous and received significant criticism. Just a month later, she lost custody of her two sons to her ex-husband, Kevin Federline. But her misery didn't end there. In late 2018, when Jamie fell seriously ill, it had a profound impact on Britney. She made the difficult decision to put her Domination Las Vegas residency on hold to prioritize her father's health. Jamie was hospitalized for nearly a month due to a ruptured colon, and as of the current time, he is not fully recovered. In fact, he underwent a second surgery in March 2019 and has been facing ongoing health challenges. The news of her father's illness took a toll on Britney's emotional well-being. It was a devastating blow for her as she heavily relies on her father's support and guidance. The situation became overwhelming, and Britney reached her breaking point. In April 2019, she checked into a mental health and wellness treatment center to seek solace and care. Contrary to speculations, it was clarified that Britney wasn't seeking treatment for substance abuse issues at that time. Instead, she needed rest, self-reflection, and an opportunity to focus on her own well-being. The facility provided a space for her to heal and recharge, with the added comfort of being able to have visits from her beloved sons. From her rise to fame as a pop icon to the tumultuous periods of her breakdown and the subsequent legal battles, her journey has captivated the public's attention. Today, as she continues to navigate her conservatorship and pursue her passions, Britney's resilience serves as a reminder of the complexities of fame and the importance of mental health and personal autonomy.